Well, how do you stop the shootings in Detroit? A partnership between law enforcement and church leaders and community members is working to stop the gunfire between some of the city's worst gangs. We'll start with R&B singer Trey Songz, arrested in Detroit for some disturbing behavior at a concert. Hurricane Irma continues to make its way to Florida, but before the deadly storm makes second landfall, it's already bringing heavy rains, powerful surf, and strong winds. The governor says Irma will cause widespread damage. He also says people should stay away until they're told they can return.
ABC's Marcy Gonzalez is in Tampa with a look at Irma's path of destruction.
In Tampa, Orlando, and Fort Lauderdale airports have all closed due to Hurricane Irma. Spirit Airlines has moved its entire operation from their headquarters in Florida to right here in Romulus.
Breanne, do you have any idea how long this process is expected to take?
Well, Carolyn, it really isn't known right now, and it could take years for this to go through the court systems. Of course, this is a case that we'll be following closely. Now, the city also does have to respond to this complaint with a formal response of their own. Again, we'll bring you any updates as they become available. Back to you, Carolyn.
All right. Thank you so much, Breanne, for the live reports.
Switching gears now, police investigating a deadly shooting on Detroit's east side. We begin tonight with a deadly family tragedy. A teenage boy accused of shooting and killing his stepfather during an argument. The White House issued a new statement responding to critics who are slamming President Trump. They claim he did not specifically condemn white supremacists in his remarks. Well, Dave and Glenda, this scene has really calmed down a lot. This was pretty crazy out here just a little bit ago. I'm standing in the middle of Gratiot. Police have the entire roadway shut here at Rossini, and the crowd has thinned considerably. There were hundreds of people out here earlier, and this situation really all stems from the death of 15-year-old Damon Grimes. There are only 4 trustees here in Macomb Township, so in just 2 days, half of them are now being accused of corruption, and taxpayers are not happy. It's all gravy, though.
All gravy.
Yep. Stick around. We'll be right back. Maybe they'll win now. Sorry. Oh, I don't know.
I love it. I love your optimism.
It is a creepy story. Pictures of this spider gave me the chills, and I actually saw it in person. This is a picture of the spider after Jillian Duke killed it. Now, all stretched out, it's about as long as my palm. Well, Stephen, the new report from the FBI shows violent crime here in the D spiked more than 15% last year. A pretty scary stat for many people, but Chief James Craig says it's the issue with how those numbers are calculated. He says crime is actually down. The FBI stats show there were about 2,000 violent crimes per 100,000 people here in Detroit, a total of nearly 14,000 for the year and the most for any big city in the country. Chief James Craig said the numbers the FBI is using to measure those stats are wrong, and they're being calculated with old equipment. The old CRISnet system has since been replaced.
The problem is the data coming out of CRISnet was inaccurate. And so over the last several years, we've had a number of calls with the FBI, with the state police, about the inaccuracies of the data coming out of CRISnet. They know it.
Chief Craig said DPD measures its own crime stats now with a new system. And with it, he said the city measured 1,000 less aggravated assaults than the CRISnet system tracked for 2016.
We're confident that when we ended 2016, we had a 5% reduction in violent crime. We had a 5% reduction in overall crime.
Chief Craig said next year the FBI and the state police should be using the numbers from the new system. He said this year it was just past the deadline to submit those numbers. Live in Detroit, Breanne Palmerini, 7 Action News.
Is there any way to get yourself off that FBI list? Does the chief just have to prove that he's correct?
Well, he said he's been talking with them repeatedly about the issue, so they know about these numbers, and he just said it was really past the deadline on when they could use these numbers to calculate it. He said in the years to come, the numbers should be more accurate.
We hope so. Thank you very much, Breanne Palmerini.
Well, Joanne, we are here at the scene of the arrest. I've talked with police just now. They cannot officially confirm that this is the suspect in the Crime Stoppers sketch that was just released today, but they say they will be processing that, and we should have official confirmation by 4 o'clock today. But they do believe this is the man. It started with an incident that happened on July 10th. An 18-year-old girl was raped in an abandoned home in this area. This composite sketch was just released today along with a surveillance photo. And thanks to that surveillance photo and composite sketch, somebody helped police track this guy down right now. Jermaine Martin, he was around, he was at a gas station. You noticed the guy, you and your friends, and you helped police lead him to him. Tell me about that.
Well, me and my guys were sitting out in the car at Plymouth and Strathmore, and a few of my guys came out of the car wash, And they say, hey, man, that's the guy right there whipping back up over in the gas station. So what I did was I said, man, come on, we finna hawk him down, man. If he raped somebody, let's get him. You know, that don't sit well, because I got nieces.
And you called police, and they were here, and they helped you guys, and you got them.
Yep. As a matter of fact, it was a police officer in motion with us as we were headed this way to catch up with him because we saw which way he was going. And by the time we arrived here, we had my other guy pull up, and we took it from there. Next thing you know, they was like in a movie, man. Police was everywhere.
Yeah, and you recognized the car, you recognized the composite sketch, and that was the guy.
Yep, sure was the bad guy.
Yeah, so thankfully you guys did the right thing, and you watched and you saw, and you were helpful for police today.
Right. We rolled down on him, man. We rolled right on down on him. Like, if he gonna be in the community doing bad things like that, out here raping people, you should be dealt with. So we hawked him down. Well, I thought I was the police for a minute.
Thanks, Jermaine. Good work there. The police, again, definitely saying that they cannot officially confirm that this is the suspect, but they do believe it is the suspect, and they will be putting him in a lineup in front of the victim today, and we should have official confirmation by 4 o'clock. And thanks to these guys, they spotted him and called police and got him out here on the scene. We'll send it back to you, Joanne.